They can be triggering both in their subject matter, and they interview one of the characters or one of the subject matters and put her in a light that might be upsetting to people. So the first one I watched was Tell Them You Love Me on Netflix. And it's a story of a Rutgers University professor. Her name is Anna Stubblefield, basically helping a nonverbal, he had cerebral palsy, so he really couldn't do anything for himself, Derek Johnson. And the very controversial method called facilitated communication.
Oh, sure. I've heard of it.
Right. When it was developed was keyboards. And, some people will be so locked in their brain due to all types of disabilities, autism, like I said, cerebral palsy, all these different things. And it would basically be a facilitator would help the, Derek in this case, do a keyboard. And you're supposed to think these are their thoughts and they are doing it. It's only being guided. So Anna Stubblefield comes in because his older brother, Derek's older brother, basically hears her give a lecture at Rutgers. And he's like, wow, this is my brother. This could be incredibly helpful. And she comes in and introduces FC, which is a facilitated communication, and Daisy Johnson, the mother. I mean, they feel like she's unlocked Derek. And he ends up attending college, getting a degree, like all these amazing things happen. But in the process of that, Anna falls in love with him. And she was a married white woman, and Derek is a young black man when this starts. And young, I mean, like nothing
inappropriate, just
age-wise, but capacity-wise, a lot of people did not believe he was able to consent. So that's sort of what the series is about was he ever able to consent? Was the FC facilitated communication led by her, or was it really Derek? Facilitated communication, you learn this process, has been mostly debunked. For the most part, it can work for some people, but Derek, they don't believe he probably was able to achieve what he did by this process. So that was kind of disheartening. And she ends up going to trial and getting prosecuted and sent to prison. It's something like the original term was like 12 years, and she appealed and it was 2. And she still feels like she did absolutely nothing wrong starting this basically affair with him, when both the brother and the mother were like, he has no capacity to consent to this. So it was a very challenging documentary to watch, because the initial hope that Derek had been unlocked and was living a much more fulfilled, or what we condone as a fulfilled life, was so hopeful. And you thought, what an amazing possibility this FC can bring to people. And then to have it not only disproven, but almost to be a damaging element was really disheartening.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a fascinating. It's also sort of like a crime element because of the Anna Stubblefield. This is where I say it's a bit triggering. They interview her, and she really does not take any accountability. She really does not feel like she did anything wrong. She still believes Derek was the Derek that she fell in love with and was able to communicate and all these, through the FC and other, it's so hard to know because some of it was just the two of them in the room. But she's very frank about how she talks about it. So it's a little off-putting at times. You're like, oh my gosh. So it's fascinating. But it is, like I said, it's somewhat upsetting. But it's called Tell Them You Love Me. And that's basically because she wanted Derek to prove it. But
wow.
And the court case and all that entailed. So, yes. So that's available on Netflix.